There it is. It's finally game day. As it's about to start, I'm reminded of how long I've been here. And it's been 4 months, almost 4 months now. It's been fresh on my memory the day I left my family to go and take a trial in Korea. And I thought I would be gone for a few days or a week max. But that turned out quite different. I failed my trials and negotiations went wrong, and I ended up staying in Korea, and I ended up with nothing. It was February, and which is very late, in the football seasons, and there was nothing going on at that time. I had no new team, out of contract, and it was a difficult time. I was training with the K4 team at that time, and the trainings over there were so good. I decided to stay there for the time being to get fit, because I wasn't practicing with any team, and if any new opportunity would come up, I would have to be as fit as possible. And I still remember being in that tiny, cold hostel room because I needed to save money, and I only had this small suitcase, so I had only a few clothes that I used every day. So I was training in the K4 team with Goyang Citizen FC, which ended up being a very good experience. The training was good, the coach was awesome, and I made some friends in that team, which was really cool. I was getting ready to stay in that team and start the K4 league. But, and a turn of events, at one of the trials I did really well. I scored a hat-trick, and through some connections, Cheonan City FC found out and heard about me, and they were looking for a forward. So luckily they came to me, and I was still in Korea, so I could right away join them for pre-season. They invited me to come for a week for 2 games, and they invited me to come to Namhae Island, and I had to prove myself. And I have to tell you, I was super nervous that week. I mean, some things didn't work out, and as much as you try to be confident and not doubt yourself, in those moments where you have a chance, and it might be one of the last chances to get something that you want, and to continue playing as a professional footballer. There was a lot at stake, so I was really nervous, but I ended up doing well, and I was very lucky with the coach too. He was an ex-player, a legend in Korea, Kim Tae-young, who played with Guus Hiddink in the South Korea national team that went to the semi-finals in the World Cup. It's someone that knows the game, and luckily he recognized my qualities, and they wanted to sign me, and I was so happy. It was a difficult, strange road, and I ended up with Cheonan City, and it turned out to be really good too. So I had a warm welcome. So we worked hard in Namhae Island for the pre-season, and we got back to Cheonan, where we got a few days off. But really, during those off days, the corona spread, and at that time things certainly changed. The season got postponed, we stopped training, everybody stayed home, so I was here in the center by myself. And for that first week, where I was mostly by myself, I decided to get a personal trainer in Seoul, so I could make the most of the time that I was here. I couldn't go back because we didn't know how long the break was gonna be, and the season was 2 weeks from starting initially, but it got postponed, but nobody knew for how long. I got a personal trainer and worked my ass off. I made some really fun videos while I was by myself. If you have time, watch the video what to do when you can't go outside. That's one of my favorite videos that I made. It's really funny. Then after spending that time by myself, there were some players that came back, and we started training in the mountains. After that, it was known that the league was going to be postponed for a month, and the team all got back together. We were kind of quarantined together, So we started group training once a week on the field, and for the rest of the week we just had military training. I always say. I remember going to the Buddhist temple where I had discussed my goals with Buddha, which was really beautiful. And who remembers that at my birthday, my dad and my brother completely surprised me with their visit. It was crazy. I had never expected my dad and brother to show up. And they stayed for 2 weeks, and we spent a lot of good quality time together. We ate lots of foods, did lots of fun stuff, and lots of quality time. Because I hadn't seen them also for a year, because I was in the USA before that. So that was an amazing surprise on my birthday. And then we finally found out that the season was gonna start. And then we picked up the intensity with training on the fields. We started having practice games, which went really well. But my back started hurting. I was very worried because I didn't know if I was gonna make today. But luckily, 2 days ago, I got the full okay and I'm training 100%. And today, I'm ready to start it off and I can't wait. You can watch it live on YouTube, but I'll make videos about it too. And a new chapter begins.